Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is make your life meaningful. I don't know, I think I was just having a conversation with my son about the meaningfulness of life the other day, and I thought I'd expand on it here a little bit more because, a lot of people, they tend to see life as hopeless. Now, he doesn't. My son doesn't see life as hopeless at all, but sometimes I think he talks to his friends, and the younger men, they get pulled down into discussions that aren't helpful to them. So I would say, when I say make your life meaningful, you want everything that you're doing in your life to be meaningful to you, like you're this mayor, this king, this thing. Your life is just exciting, adventure, satisfaction, rewarding. You're trying to get more abundant. You're trying to do exciting things. You're trying to explore. You're trying to have quite a nice life in a variety of different ways. You're contributing to the world its value in your career and in your person and in your free time. You're exploring things as you can, whether you're traveling, whether you're exploring different philosophies or religions or whatever. You're exploring your own mind. You're researching. You're reading, you're absorbing information, videos, podcasts, whatever, right? And the meaning, you just give meaning to what you're doing. It's meaningful because you're doing it, right? It isn't that somebody else says, hey, you, Hans, you better do this. That's meaningful. You better go to church a couple hours every Sunday. That's meaningful. You better work tons of overtime at your job. That's meaningful. You better give a lot more in taxes. That's meaningful. You better give a lot to charity. That's meaningful. You see what I mean? Somebody else is telling you what's meaningful, but really the meaning comes from within. Like, for example, I got back from a trip about a week and a half ago, and taking the trip was extremely meaningful to me. I had a great time. I saw a lot of things I'd never seen before. I did a lot of things I'd never done before. It was really, really fun, really a lot of adventure, a lot of excitement. It gave me meaning, right? Now, the world at large is saying, hey, right in the middle of COVID, you should not be traveling. You should be staying home and just suffering along with everybody else. Well, to me, that's like, the heck with that. I need some fun in my life. That gives my life meaning. I wanted to make my life meaningful. I'm at an age where I don't know how many more summers I have. I want to be a well-traveled man who sees a lot of things and does a lot of things. So in order to do that, I have to, when I have the opportunity, take it, seize the day, go for what I wanted to do. And I wanted to take a driving trip out west and see stuff I'd never seen before. That was meaningful to me. I gave my own life meaning. I forgot about the world at large, even though the world at large is kind of trying to pound us into submission, right? We see this every 4 years with the election cycle. There's like a lot of pounding of them saying that this is the most important thing, and we should be glued to the TV, learning, hearing and absorbing all this. No, no, we don't. No, we don't. Whoever is elected, I'm in the United States, whoever is elected, we will have to adapt to what the changing scenario, whatever the changing scenario is. And whether you vote for one or the other or none doesn't really matter that much. Usually you'll find that who's ever in power, it will affect some people, but only the ones closest to the top in the power. The rest of us kind of have to just muddle along with whatever. So I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that. That politics, elections, Democrats, Republicans, that doesn't give you any meaning. What gives you meaning is how you live your life. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? What are your goals? What are the themes you want to live at? Are you making progress on those goals and themes? If your goal and theme is to travel, are you traveling? Right? If your goal and theme is to make more money, what are you doing to make the more money? If your goal and theme is to reduce your debt, are you making debt reduction a priority? Is your goal and theme to get stronger? Are you weight training? Right? If your goal and theme is to be a healthy life, what are you doing to make yourself healthy? Give the things that you do personally on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year, that's what gives you the meaning. The people surrounding you, the people that doesn't matter that much. That doesn't really matter that much, who's in power. You have to look at your life. What is making you miserable, and what are you doing about it? When I was married, my marriage was making me miserable. What I did about it was leave my wife. And I talk about it in Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man, a 3-step system. If you're living in a very bad marriage, you might want to get that book. It will save your life. It provided, I go into detail in there on the types of mind work I needed to understand that each person's life is meaningful to each person. Right? That it isn't you being a part of a certain group or religion or area. That I just don't subscribe to that at all. At all. That you being a husband is the most important thing. Well, it is if your wife is playing along and being a great wife. If she isn't, well, you've got no marriage, right? It's two people, right? The two working together. The meaning is what you make it. People will describe, their hobbies and things, and I'm like, God, that just sounds so awful what you're doing, but I don't say it to them that it's awful. To me, it's awful to me, but they like it, right? So I'm not here to say that's the last thing I would want to do. I'm just here to say whatever you are deciding that you want to do, that's what you would do, right? So if you've got hobbies that you enjoy and it gives your life meaning, well, just do them. If you have pets that you enjoy them, right? That's what gives you meaning. If it gives you meaning to go to church all the time, well, then do it. But what we'll find is that somebody will say, well, I'm going to church all the time, I'm finding it meaningful, that means you should do it. I don't think that's not how it works, right? I do get that, people say, well, I'm really enjoying doing X, Y, and Z, why don't you do that? And I'm thinking, I don't want to. I'm already doing all the things I want to do, my life is very, very good. I don't need to add a bunch of stuff that I don't want to do in it. I find that the more I subtract out of my life to do less of the things I don't want to do so I can do more of the things I want to do, that's what gives it meaning. And I think you'll find that the more you can subtract stuff that you don't want to do, you'll have more time to get into the things you do want to do. And the more you can kind of avoid all the stuff that everyone else says you should be concerned about. If you get to the point where you can just hear something in a few seconds and then say, God, it's just so stupid, I'm not going to give that any more thought, your life has the capacity to go way, way up rapidly. The more you don't worry about that kind of stuff. So give that idea some thought. Your life is meaningful. All for now.